Shabbat Shalom Akim. First and foremost, I have to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahushai, Ba'asham, Racha, Kodash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that's teaching His word in all true faith and sincerity. And today I just want to get into a lesson concerning the fate of Edom, which is destruction via World War III. You know, this is what the Lord, Yahweh Shai, the powers of heaven and earth, have chosen for this kingdom to be overthrown. And, you know, the sword was Esau's blessing. But that will ultimately be his downfall. You know, matter of fact, let's go to the book of Genesis. Genesis chapter 27. And verse 40. It reads, and this is concerning the blessing of Esau. And by thy sword shalt thou live. See? It says by the sword he's going to live. And when you go into that word live, one of the words there is to grow. And this is how this man became great in the earth. This is how he was able to take over the world, so to speak. You know, was able to gather all these resources in these continents. But he was, you know, able to gather these things, and now he's maintaining it, you know, keeping his head above water by the way of deception. But it says, by thy sword shalt thou live. It says, it shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass when thou shalt have dominion, that thou shalt break his yoke from off thy neck. So as you can see, this is the blessing of Esau. And when you jump up on it, it talks about how he also shall have the fatness and the dew of heaven. But what was going to cut him off from that? Because that's really Jacob's blessing. You know, the fatness of the earth, you know, in its fullness, the resources, you know, really world domination. That's what Isaac was giving out. Those blessings was concerning world domination. And Esau was also giving that, but it was temporary. That's why it was capped off by the way of the sword. He was going to live by the sword, but that was, like I said, it was going to be to his detriment. Let's get what our Lord Yahweh said, which we know in the reincarnation. Isaac, that was our Lord Yahweh in the reincarnation. He the one that had the power to give out a blessing such as that. So this is the book of St. Matthew chapter 26. And I get to the point. This is when after Peter smote the servants of the high priest, smote off his ear. But the statement the Lord made concerning, I'm going to jump to 52. Then said Yahweh unto him, put up again thy sword into his place, for all they that take the sword shall perish with the sword. See? And as you can see, as we read earlier, that Esau was blessed with it. This is how he was going to live. This is how he was going to live, and this is how even now, when his back is against the ropes, this is what he comes to. This is what he goes to, the sword. This is his defense mechanism. This is his offense, his defense, everything. You know, this is how he lives. But this was going to be his downfall. The fate of Edom is recorded in the scriptures, and now we're seeing it playing out in real time. This man is constantly gathered together for war, but ultimately that was going to gonna come to a screech of hope, and he's coming to it. Matter of fact, let's go Revelation the 13th chapter. Revelation chapter 13, verse 10, it reads, "He that leadeth into captivity shall go into captivity." And that's why it started with the bankers. That's why they're going to be preserved from this third world war. You know, because they the one that funded the Israelites to go into captivity. They funded, it took money to get them ships going, and people on them boats and to gather. It took money to do all that. As well as these other nations as well, they all had a hand in too. But it's he that leadeth. So that shows that it begins with this devil, because he's the one that benefits the most from Israel being at the bottom. Going back to those blessings, it says, "He that killeth with the sword must be killed with the sword." See, this is a mandatory thing. That's why ultimately that blessing of Esau was really a curse unto him. And now we seeing all the pieces being put together. Everything is coming together. How World War III would come about, and how all these nations would hate America. It's beginning to make more and more sense, man. As we get closer and closer to the perfect day, as time goes on, prophecy unfolds, things are becoming clearer and clearer, man. That the fate of Edom is not his violent overthrow. Let's get something what's that? The book of Revelation, the 6th chapter. Revelation chapter 6 and verse 4. "And there went out another horse that was red." And we know that power that went forth that was red. That's the indicator, the color itself. Esau. Talks about how the earth was given into the hand of the wicked, because it was a certain time for this certain scene to take place, and it had to take the right characters for this scene to play out. That's how all these kingdoms and empires are, man. It's according to the purpose of the Yahweh Shema Shai and certain events that takes place within those kingdoms and empires. 7 AD couldn't happen unless the Romans was on the scene. They had to be empowered. Egypt, that deliverance, that it had to, Egypt had to be the setting for that deliverance to take place. So it talks about this great judgment, this great destruction. The Lord have set the sword, Esau, the violent man, up to where these things could unfold, and it makes sense, man. So it says, "And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth." See, so it's not of him. It's who gave him the power to do that. It was the Lord Yahweh Shema Shai gave this man the power to take peace from the earth. When you go on to Ecclesiastes, the 3rd chapter, talks about there's a time and a season for every purpose under the sun. And it talks about a time of peace, which that only can happen in this perfection under the reign of Solomon. Solomon got to be empowered for that to take place in this perfection, which is our Lord Yahweh Shai. But it also says a time of war, which the only way that can happen in this perfection, Esau had to be empowered, man, because why his blessing is the sword. And that's why you see guns and tanks and missiles, because the perfect person is in power for this scene to play out. Now we see he's coming to his end now. That's why I see this third war is about to come about. This is what's going to cement his downfall. It already began by him being exposed, but that splat, the nail in the coffin, so to speak, is going to be when the missiles come. He's not going to be able to bounce back from that. So it says, I'm going to read it again. And there went out another horse that was red, and power was given to him that sat thereon to take peace from the earth, and that they should kill one another. See? And there was given unto him a great sword. See? So it said they should kill one another. That's going to the world wars. Because when you go into World War I, World War II, it wasn't the Edomites versus the Hamites or the Edomites versus Moab. It was Edom versus Edom. The Axis powers, the Allied powers, and all that. It was just going back to Edom. World War II, Edom on Edom. World War III, Edom on Edom, man. By the way of the Americans and the Russians. And eventually, even America and her allies is going to turn on her. You know? But it said there was given unto him a great sword. We just read. Who's blessed with it? Esau. He was blessed with the sword. So, matter of fact, we'll end off on this in the book of Psalms. Bear with me. Psalms chapter 37. Bear with me. Psalm 37:15. It says, their sword shall enter into their own heart, and their bows shall be broken. See? So it said their sword is going to enter into their own heart. Because the very same thing you created that got you on top, which was them atom bombs, that what brought forth the Fabulous 50s. If you want to know what event that kicked off the Fabulous 50s, it was when them devils dropped the bombs on them gooks. They became the hammer of the earth. You know, everyone was quiet before them, man. Nobody didn't want nothing to do with America because of that weapon. But now the very same thing that got you on top, you know, is going to be to your detriment. This is what's going to be your end. You know, if you ever watch a video where it talks about how scientists killed by their own inventions, well, this is it in its perfection. You know. So yeah, I just hope that we're edifying. I'd like to give all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, by Hashem Rashai, by Hashem Rachai Kudash. I'd like to give double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. I'd like to say Shalom to the elect that teach the word in our true faith and sincerity. Shalom.